Hey everyone, before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stories like this deserve to be shared. I should have known something was off the moment she answered my text with that weird delay. A simple "see you tomorrow" took 30 minutes, and when she finally replied, her words felt clipped, almost rehearsed. Our wedding was tomorrow, our perfect, painstakingly planned day. I should have felt excited. Instead, I felt this sinking, unfamiliar dread. Her name is Emily. We met 3 years ago at a friend's apartment, both laughing at the same terrible joke, the kind of cosmic coincidence that makes you believe in fate for a while. She's beautiful, with eyes that can hold the softest warmth or the coldest secrets. I thought I knew her inside out. I thought we were unbreakable. The apartment was quiet tonight, eerily so. I poured whiskey into a glass, the burn in my throat matching the unease curling in my stomach. I tried to brush it off. She had her own pre-wedding nerves, but something about the way she avoided my calls, the way her voice trembled when she finally picked up, made me pause. I remember flipping through messages on her phone once, months ago, out of a stupid, jealous instinct, and feeling that pang of mistrust. Back then, I laughed it off. I told myself it was nothing. Trust her, I said. But tonight, I noticed how she guarded her phone as if it were a weapon, and my gut screamed at me that something was about to shatter. I tried to sleep, lying on the edge of our bed, staring at the ceiling, tracing the patterns of the peeling paint. I imagined her with me, laughing at the rehearsal dinner, smiling as our friends toasted. And then I imagined the opposite. My mind wandered, dark and insistent, painting a picture I didn't want but couldn't shake. Emily, someone else, someone near, someone I should have known was still in her world. And then my phone buzzed, a message from a number I didn't recognize. I stared at it, heart hammering, reading, "Had to see you tonight. Can't stop thinking about yesterday." I froze. Something in me snapped at. I stared at that message for what felt like hours, my fingers trembling over the screen. My mind refused to form coherent thoughts. Yesterday? My blood ran cold. The words burned like acid. My wedding was tomorrow. Yesterday? I tried calling Emily, but it went straight to voicemail. The apartment felt smaller, suffocating. I kept pacing, every corner of the room reminding me of the plans we'd made. The flowers, the cake tasting, the tiny framed photo of us at the beach. I couldn't reconcile the image of the woman I loved with the words that now haunted me. Then my phone buzzed again. This time, a picture. My stomach dropped so violently I thought I'd collapse. It was her, Emily, with him, her ex, her arms wrapped around him like they were still hers to give. I wanted to scream, to hurl the phone across the room, but my voice stuck. My hands went cold, shaking so hard the whiskey I'd left on the table toppled, spilling its bitter warmth onto the rug. I replayed every conversation, every gesture. Was in the way she kissed me last night? The way she hesitated when I suggested picking up the flowers? How her laugh had felt rehearsed? How her perfume smelled faintly of someone else? I wanted to hate her. I wanted to blame her entirely. But a part of me, the part that loved her more than anything, whispered, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe there's an explanation. I called her again. This time she answered. "Emily, what is this?" My voice was low, brittle. She sighed, and I could hear the hesitation, the guilt, the embarrassment in the static of the phone line. It was one night, before the wedding. I didn't mean for it to, but I couldn't listen. My vision blurred with anger, shock, heartbreak all at once. The woman I trusted completely had betrayed me at the worst possible moment. The person I was about to vow forever to had lied to my face, slept with someone else, and now, without shame, tried to explain it. I dropped the phone. It hit the floor with a muted thud, but the sound didn't reach me. I felt hollow, empty, like the air itself had been stolen from the room. I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't sleep. My wedding was hours away. And yet, I knew I could never walk down that aisle, knowing what she had done. The night stretched on, long and suffocating, and I realized one truth with brutal clarity. Nothing would ever be the same. I couldn't forgive her. I couldn't pretend. And just before dawn, I packed a single bag, slipping out of the apartment as quietly as I could. No note, no explanation. Just a door closing on the life I thought I knew. The street was empty, cold, and gray as I drove away, headlights cutting through the fog like knives. I didn't look back. Every memory of Emily, the laughter, the kisses, the quiet nights on our couch, flashed behind my eyes, but instead of warmth, they scorched. I realized then that love could be sharp, lethal, and beautiful all at once, and hers had turned into betrayal. I ended up at a small motel on the edge of the city, the kind with flickering neon signs and the scent of stale coffee that clung to the halls. I didn't call anyone. I didn't text anyone. For the first time in years, I was completely alone, and it hurt, but it also freed me. I stayed up all night, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything over and over, trying to make sense of it. But there was no sense. Only the truth. She had chosen him, even if only for a night. By morning, I felt a strange clarity. I didn't want revenge. I didn't even want her apology. I wanted me. I wanted my dignity, my life, my ability to trust myself again. I walked out of that motel room, leaving behind the echoes of heartbreak, the shadows of what could have been. Weeks later, I heard she tried calling, left voicemails, begged me to talk, to explain. I didn't respond. I blocked her, and for the first time, the silence was a balm rather than a wound. Friends tried to convince me to reconcile, but I shook my head. Some doors once closed aren't meant to open again. Some betrayals, once burned into the heart, are permanent. I found solace in small things, a morning coffee on the porch, the wind in my hair, the quiet rhythm of my own life. I realized that heartbreak doesn't always destroy you. Sometimes it strips everything away so you can rebuild stronger, sharper, and unbroken. I'm not bitter. I'm not vengeful. I'm awake. And I've learned that the people who truly belong in your life will never force you to doubt them, will never make your trust a gamble. And the ones who do, well, they're just a lesson in how to choose better next time. If you've ever faced betrayal, heartbreak, or lost someone you thought you'd never live without, I want to hear your story. Share in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because the truth, painful as it is, deserves to be shared.